Ukrainians attack on Crimea. Today in the village of Oktyabrske, Krasnogvardi district of Crimea, Ukrainian attack an oil depot and an airfield. The occupation authorities of Crimea announced the evacuation of the population within a 5 km radius, and the railway traffic on the Crimean bridge was also stopped. Rafat Chubarov, chairman of the Majlis of the Crimean Tatar people, told this on the air of the Freedom TV channel. Oktyabrske is a steppe part of Crimea, but the village is a railway junction, and a lot of military equipment and a fuel and lubricants warehouse are concentrated there. There is an airfield in this village where military aircraft can land. Initially, the local authorities hid the extent of the damage, but now they have announced the evacuation of the population within a radius of 5 kilometers. This suggests that one of the huge hubs of military equipment and ammunition created by the Russian occupiers in Crimea has been struck, Chubarov explained. Due to the explosions in the village, railroad traffic on the occupied peninsula was also stopped. In the morning, automobile traffic on the Crimean bridge was also stopped. Any train that enters the territory of Crimea via the Kerch bridge in the direction of Sevastopol, Simferopol, Yevpatoria must pass through Jankoy, then through the village of Zoltneve. Accordingly, since there are explosions there, railroad traffic has also been suspended, both from Crimea to the territory of the aggressor country Russia and in the opposite direction. That is, today all traffic on the Crimean bridge, both road and rail, has been stopped, said the chairman of Majlis. Ukraine's armed forces destroyed 2 Russian Smerch multiplier launch rocket systems in Zaporizhia. Soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine destroyed 2 300mm Smerch multiplier rocket launchers of the Russian occupiers at firing positions in one of the first belts in the Zaporizhia direction. This was reported by Ria Melitopol on its Telegram channel, publishing a video filmed by an unmanned aerial vehicle whose operators found fat targets and adjust the fire of precision artillery on them. A blogger and Ukrainian patriot from the occupied territories, Necromancer, geolocated the scene near the village of Pokrovsky, Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian military uses US cluster munitions on Russian soldiers for the first time. The Ukrainian military has started using cluster munitions from the United States against Russian troops in southern East Ukraine. They are trying to break the fortified positions of the Russian army, which slowed down Ukraine's summer offensive. This was reported by the Washington Post, citing Ukrainian officials. This case is the first report of cluster munitions being used since the US supplied them to Kyiv this month. Cluster munitions has a very advantageous feature. It can cover a very large area where a lot of main power of lightly armored vehicles are concentrated. They can be used to stop and also helped our infantry to move forward to prevent the enemy from advancing or to help our troops take advantageous positions. A soldier of the 13th Separate Mechanized Brigade. Over the last day, the Russian enemy launched 4 missile and 36 airstrikes on the territory of Ukraine. During the day, the Russian occupants struck again at the territory of Ukraine using shaded attack drones. As a result of successful combat work by the Air Force, Air Defense Forces and Means, all 5 attack drones were destroyed. In addition, the enemy launched 4 missile and 36 airstrikes, fired 23 times from multiplier launch rocket systems at the Ukrainian troops' positions and populated areas. Unfortunately, there were civilian casualties, residential buildings and other civilian infrastructure were destroyed, the statement said. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine also warns that the likelihood of missile and air strikes throughout Ukraine remains high.